Hi, hopefully this is coming through okay and everybody has found me all right. I was just double checking that everything was working okay, because things have just seemed to be a little bit glitchy this morning, this afternoon and this morning. So I hope everybody has had a good weekend and a lovely Monday, and it's not too cold where you are. It's absolutely freezing here today. So hence why I have got my cup of tea. We'll just give everybody a few minutes just to kind of find us, and yeah, I'm just going to bring the comments up and let me know in the comments if you can hear me and see me okay. Donna saying hello. Hello, Donna. I know there's been a few comments already, so hopefully everybody can hear me. So this is kind of something new. Obviously, I know I do the podcast normally on a Wednesday, which is back on this Wednesday. So hopefully you can come and join me. And I have been going live sewing more, which we'll chat about in a minute. But normally I've been like, towards the end of last year, I was sort of recording and putting up some sort of vlog style videos, usually sort of towards the end of the week. And then obviously I did Vlogmas. And I thought I was kind of going to change things up a little bit and record them in this live format. And the reason being is I just prefer the interaction with you guys live. It is harder to do it in recorded way. You've obviously got to sit down, record it, edit it, upload it, which takes a little bit longer. And it is really difficult. As somebody who is a little bit more mature, is a little bit self-critical, to watch yourself back and edit it. And yeah, so, and I just prefer doing it live because I get the interaction with you guys in the comments. You can chat to me. And I just love the community aspect of it. So I thought I'm going to see how doing the vlog style videos in a live format is going to work. So I thought I would do them on a Monday after the weekend, and yeah, we could chat about kind of what's going to come up during the week. So who I've got coming up on the podcast and any sort of lives, like live source that I've got scheduled. So that's the plan. So Valerie says, all good here. I take it that's on the sound. Sue says, good afternoon, Deb and everyone. Dawn's here. It's 9:01 there in beautiful British Columbia. Michelle says, all good, and I'll watch and cook. So I am going to do my best to try and keep this to around about half an hour. I am planning on keeping these to around about 20 minutes, half an hour. I can hear you all going, yeah, okay, whatever, Deb. But no, my plan is, because usually Andy gets home with the kids around about 5:30, so it means I don't have to kick anybody off the internet. And you know, 5:30 is the end of my work day, so it's not impacting on my work-life balance or anything like that. And I can finish and I can go and have my tea. So that is my plan. Tracy says hi. Jilly says hi. Sophie's still here. Tracy says your nails look good. Thank you. I braved it. I went on Saturday and had my nails done. For anybody who you've probably all seen some of my lives last week, my nails were so desperate to be done. Obviously, I get my nails done fairly regularly because my hands are unsure. And they were so desperate, but obviously I'd injured my finger. But it was fine. They were so gentle with me. And I went blue. I was going to go for my signature green. And that was the plan. But when I pulled the thing out just to see whether I wanted to change. This blue caught my eye, and that's what I went for. Pam says, hi everybody, my first live chat. Sue says, I hate to see videos of myself, so I know where you're coming from. Yeah. So yeah, it's not the world's worst. Like I'm getting used to it, but it's just one of those things as well. It's so time taking, you know. You've got to keep stopping, changing, and if I do it in this format, it means I can do more. And in all fairness, the YouTube algorithm is preferring it. My channel is doing better, so I'm going to roll with it. Lynn says, hi, found you all. I've got a feeling I might have posted the wrong link, Lynn. I'm so sorry. I've had my mum at a hospital appointment this afternoon, so I've literally walked through the door, made a cup of tea, sorted the dogs out and sat down. Dawn says, how's your finger feeling today? It's much better. I haven't got it covered. I haven't got it strapped up. It's slightly still painful, but I'm living with it. Donna says, polish chips off my nails almost straight away. I've given up trying. I have gel. Ex-nail tech beautician person here, I always have gel. So yeah, so I think we have a wonderful crowd. So what am I going to chat about today? So first thing, I really need to think about destashing. You will see that I have my bag maker's box. I'm going to make us all wait though. I kind of thought if I do it at the end, two methods to my madness. If I do it at the end, it keeps us all watching the video longer. But two, if people don't want to see what's in it because they haven't had their box yet, I can kind of say to people, turn off now, go and have your tea, and then I can open it. So because I would hate to spoil it for anybody. So I will open this at the end. So yeah, first things first, destashing. So, I mean, I know I don't have the biggest or the most out of control fabric stash in the world, but I do have quite a considerable fabric stash. And I have fabrics that I've bought, you know, quite some time ago that, you know, maybe I don't love as much as what I did when I first bought them, or I've maybe used some of it and I maybe don't intend to use the rest of it. So I am going to be two things I'm going to be doing. I am going to be destashing my fabrics, but I am going to also be working through my fabrics particularly sort of like this first quarter of the year. So we have had a kind of situation in our household. Andy's had a couple of job changes towards the end of last year and beginning of this year, which has meant going for quite a considerable length of time without a pay. So it's going to work out about 11 weeks. So, you know, I'm on a fabric ban because, you know, we need to eat. And I don't need to buy fabric. I want to buy fabric, but I don't need to buy any extra fabric. Obviously, my bag maker's box doesn't count. So yeah, that is the method in my madness. I'm not saying I'm doing a no buy, like, you know, a full no buy year. But what I do want to do is start and use up my stash and sort of start to destash the fabrics that don't make my heart sing as much as what they used to, because I also want to have a little bit of a change around in my sewing room as well. So what I'm planning on doing is working through. I'm going to sort of swap you over to my other camera just quickly, just to sort of show you. Like I say, I know it's not the biggest stash in the world, and I know that you're going to be saying, my God, Deb, you've got space in the cupboard while you're talking about. But, and I'm just going to move the camera up slightly. So here is cottons. Here is sort of a lot of sort of cotton plains and wools. This is all sort of like water resistant, waterproof canvas. This is leathers. And then obviously this is printed patterns. This isn't even like a dint on the patterns that I've actually got. Sort of, I'm going to move this down. So then these cupboards do not stay open. Here is vinyls. The bottom here is just a mismatch of different things. And then in the other two cupboards here are kind of a lot of dressmaking fabrics, fabrics that sometimes I've had for a heck of a long time. So I know that it's not the world's worst. I know that there's probably some of you watching this. I'm going to just change my camera back over again. I know that there's some of you watching this that will be saying, Deb, I don't know what you're talking about. That is totally fine. There is two more of those sort of cupboards that I do have stuffed with clothes that I've kept for upcycling, repurposing, and then there's two of those cupboards rammed with bags that I've made that I need to get on the website to sell on. So what my plan is over the next sort of quarter is to pull out fabrics, sort them through, what I'm absolutely keeping, what I'm absolutely working my way through, what I'm going to destash. So I'm either going to put on the website and sell, or, you know, donate to sort of local charity places, that sort of thing. I'm just going to go back to the comments for a few moments. Donna says, I love destash for increasing my stash. That is why I am planning on kind of doing it on my website as opposed to going to an event, because that would not work for me. Sue says, no, that's me with what feels like the biggest fabric stash in the country. Donna says, having said that I did an in-person destash this past Saturday, sold a few bits of my old paper crafting stuff, did bring some fabric home. This would be me. Mary says, destashing, sorry, don't understand that concept. Donna is agreeing with Sophie. Tracy says, my hubby says that you sound just like me talking about my fabric stash. Yeah, it's, like I say, I realise, you know, there's people who have much bigger fabric stashes. I follow Sean, Kittenish Behaviour, and hers all sits behind her, which is kind of, when I have a change around, I want some of those Kallax units, and I'm not as big as what hers are, just probably to half height, but I do want my fabric on show a little bit. I like Adam sews, again, nowhere near as much fabric, but I want to be able to see my fabric. I want to be able to look and go, I want to use that today. Well, at the moment it's that kind of all behind cupboards, and I want that to change. Sue says, I think we all need to post pictures of our fabric stash. Yeah, let's have a meeting. Sophie says, destash, oh look, more fabric and wool. This is me. Lynn says, I'm not posting my fabric stash, sorry. Yeah, sometimes we need to be held accountable. Sometimes we just don't need to accept responsibility. Sue says, I donated a lot of my fabric cottons to Project Lingus, who make quilts and hospitals and hospices. That is on one of the places that I would think to donate. We have also a place near me that is called Little Onions, who do a lot of work with children who go into the local like care homes and stuff, and do projects with the children, with people who are in the care homes and stuff, which is lovely. So that is on my list. I'm also going to be really trying to work through my list of patterns. I have a ridiculous amount of patterns that I've just never done. I have worked through so many patterns sort of from, I would say, around about September last year, because that was kind of when I really started pushing myself to work through patterns. So from about September last year, I did start to do patterns that I've not done before, that had scared me. One of which had always been the Trailblazer. I've gone on to make 2. Absolutely love that pattern, but it had always kind of intimidated me. So I'm not sort of saying again over the next, quarter or next year, I'm not going to buy patterns, because, absolutely not. I'm a small business myself. So, it's counterintuitive to me and not want to support other small businesses. But I'm kind of going to be finding a balance between making my space a little bit less. No, it's not overstacked. It's not. I don't feel like it's, it's tumbling down on me, but I feel like it could get that way. And I know I am quite different to a lot of people. I know a lot of creative people like to work with everything out. I am the opposite to that. I like everything to have its place. And I feel like I'm getting to the stage where I know there is some space in there. But there is only space in there because I have been working through it. So I'm going to be continuing to do that. Donna says, mine's not too chaotic right now. Currently sorting my stash at my mum's and then work on stuff that I have at home. That's very, let's support each other, Donna. I said no more patterns, but the ones you keep picking for the so longs I don't have. I'm so sorry. Tracy says, me too, Donna. Sue says, mine falls over too often. Yeah, I mean, mine only doesn't fall over because it's got doors on the front. So that is kind of my plans for destashing. It's not going to be one of those things where I'm planning on plowing through it and doing it in a day. It's going to be an ongoing project. So I'm kind of going to tackle it a little bit at a time, and probably, a section per month is my plan. So I don't know if anybody joined me last week on the 2 projects that I sewed up last week, which were I've took this down off the mannequin. So was the Harley, which I really enjoyed sewing up. Obviously I did make a little bit of a boo-boo where I forgot to put my strap connectors in, but obviously it was all fine. I managed to get them in. It was good. It was fine. But I'm absolutely loving this bag. Hi, Maureen. It's a total me bag. It's green and it's leafy print. You couldn't get more me if you tried. So this was one of my projects for last week. I have put links in the description to both of the sew-alongs for last week. This is a free pattern, and then the links to the pattern and everything is in the sew-along description. I don't want to make this video just be full of links. So if you didn't watch that video or you haven't seen it, you can go in and have a look. I think it's around about 2 hours 15 where you see me go, oh no, where I'm forgetting to put my strap connectors in. But like I say, I did solve it, and it was fine. But we all make mistakes, don't we? And then on Thursday, I sewed up this Heidi as well. So I'm really loving this wool version with the pop of cerise pink in the middle. I mean, if that's not, plain and classy on the outside and woohoo party on the inside, I don't know what is. So both of the links to those videos are in the description down below. I haven't got any videos scheduled for this week. There will be one. I just don't know whether it's going to be tomorrow or Thursday. So just keep an eye on my homepage. There is a little section that says upcoming lives. It'll either be scheduled later this evening or first thing in the morning, but it'll either be 5 o'clock tomorrow or 5 o'clock Thursday. So make sure you subscribe, and then you will see it on my homepage. But it will be an Ethel, and the reason being that it will be an Ethel is I think that the Ethel is an amazing beginner bag. Very little hardware. It's so easy to make, but it's so then easy to make changes to as you grow as a bag maker. So you can add things to it. But I'll go through all that when I do the sew along. Sue says, I love a Harley bag. Me too. I absolutely love that one. Mary says, I'm going to make an effort to actually make the patterns I buy this year. I think we're all guilty of it, is getting the magpie effect of seeing the new patterns come out, seeing everybody's versions of them, buying them. And then, I mean, for me, a lot of the time, it's being time poor and buying the pattern and then just not having the time to make it. And it's one of the things I'm being very I'm trying to carve out time to make as much as I possibly can. Maureen says, I love the new nail colour. Thank you. I think it's going to become, especially if my plans for this year turn out like I want them to, I think it might become a bit of a talking point as to what my new nail colour is going to be every 3 weeks. So, which I'm all for that, as long as nobody asks me to get pink. That will never happen. And as long as nobody asks me to get nude or glitter, we're good. Paula says, hello, everybody from California. Hi, Paula. Lynn says, mine's tidy, but there's a lot of my defence, I've nowhere near to buy stuff. So most is online. Maybe as if I could go shopping, I'd not have to think so far ahead. That's my excuse anyway. Yeah. I mean, we used to have a lot more local. Like I could literally get in the car and be surrounded by fabric in what used to be 5 minutes, and then when that closed it was 15 minutes, and now that place is closed, so it's not as easy. And I live in a very, very built up area. I'm surrounded by 3 major cities, and following on from that, 3 quite big towns, and I live in a big town as well, and it's hard for us. Valerie's here. Stacey says, my fabric stash is huge, so I'm on a buying ban for the foreseeable. I'm determined to make and gift as much as possible to help reduce it. That's good. And I mean, receiving a gift is wonderful too. Will it be a good bag for me to make? It will be a perfect bag for you to make, Sophie. Perfect, because literally the only hardware that the bag needs is a magnetic snap, and you can even get away without using that as well. Sue says, I've just bought 2 bag patterns by Country Cow. Oops, wasn't going to buy any more bag patterns. Well, I mean, you're only human. Maureen says, oh, your hair colour. There is that. I mean, I could go on a hair colour ban, but I am trying. This is just colour conditioner, to be fair. So, Donna says there's nothing even close to her in rural Norfolk. Yeah. Paula says there's only one very expensive fabric shop near her in Santa Barbara. She gets most of her fabric from thrift stores. That's a really good way to buy fabric if you can, But I suppose it is very sort of limiting on your choice and your availability of what you can have. So, shall I open my bag maker's box? You have no idea how hard this has been to not open. This came on Friday at 11:30. The postman had already been, so I thought, oh, it's not coming. And then it came later on, same postman. And then it sat on I have sort of 2, like my sewing machine's here, and then my desk I've got another desk behind where obviously my computer and everything else sits on. And it has sat there for all weekend and all day today so that I could open it live with you guys. And obviously, I do open it so I can make these videos for Emma to help promote. There's Andy just coming in the background. So if you can hear the dogs bark, I do apologise. Pam says, Ethel bag was the first bag I made and got me into bag making. It was probably one of the very first bags I made, as well as the NCW. Sophie says, can you make bags out of tea towels? Yeah, it would probably work quite well with a tea towel. Yeah, just double check on whether you could fit it in on the sides, but I think you would be able to. So let's try not to make too much knot. I should have done the ribbon bit off camera, shouldn't I? I'll learn that for next time. Sorry. Every day is a school day, isn't it? I hope that wasn't too noisy. But you can see I haven't opened it. A match. Shall I do a thumbnail video, so like a photo, so I can like update the update the thumbnail for the replay. Maureen says, sorry, I missed who the Ethel bag is, but I don't think I actually said who it's by. It's Swoon, but it is a free pattern. But when I get it scheduled, I'll have all the links in the description down below. But a match so well. Stacey says, I opened mine the minute I set eyes on the box. Emma never disappoints. Yeah. Sue says, you are so good not opening it. I wouldn't be able to resist. I've always been quite good. I never went looking for Christmas presents or anything. Oh, the leaflet. No, she said that the leaflet had an upgrade, but so who are the designers featured? We have Hills Handmade with the 33 West bag. That looks fun. We have Emma, obviously, Studio 77, the Swalk bag, and is it the Swalk? I think I got wrong off Emma for pronouncing that wrong at the Stitch Festival. And Chris W Designs with the Ellen's S. I don't think I'm going to be able to say this right. Esplanade bag. That also looks fun. And you do get discount codes in the bag, maker's bag, for any of the patterns. So the box does not come with a bag pattern with it. So it isn't a kit. It is a curated box full of supplies for you to be able to make the bag of your choice. So you can use a bag pattern that you already have, which will be probably my choice. I think I might have the Chris W one already, possibly. Or you can use the code, and I'm going to have your little, I call it my recipe card. Your recipe card with your ingredients on the back. So you can see what's in. My favourite. I'm going to have to hide these from Andy. Andy is an absolute 5-year-old with sweets. Like literally he'll have sweets for his tea. So these will have to get hidden. So I'm presuming these are instead of a tea bag. So, I mean, I love my tea. I mean, we all know I love my tea. So, but I love my sweets too, but I will have to hide these from Andy and possibly Ethan. So let's just move these out. So there's 2 meters of black zipper tape with a pink nylon coil, and it's number 5 zipper tape. Stacey's saying, oh, I forgot about the sweets, going to get mine now, prefer them to tea. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind tea. I'm not a massive herbal tea fan, so I would probably always prefer sweets. But so I'm very excited. You could see by my face I was very excited about them. So, maker of cool stuff. I mean, yeah, hello. We've got 2 stickers, so I'm going to go and try and find my other sticker. There it is. It says, I've got 99 problems, but a stitch ain't it. It absolutely isn't. So, and then we've got hardware, which looks speed. I love the fact that it comes in like little like sort of sweetie bags. So the hardware all matches and is in pink. It's like a sort of purpley pink as well. It's not sort of like a sort of pale pink. It's a nice sort of purpley pink. So we've got 2 zipper pulls that will fit the zip tape. 2 lobster clasps, which are 1 inch. Yeah, they are 1 inch. And 2 triangle rings, which again are also 1 inch. And I'm sure I actually have some a little bit of other hardware knocking around in this colour. I can't remember where I picked it up from. I'm just checking the quantity of this so I don't tell you the wrong quantity. But oh please. Now I know I've just said about not liking pink. I mean, I'm more just like, I know I'm kind of wearing a pinky colour now, but I actually really like this. I think it's because it's got purples and blacks and what have you. But just because I'm not a girly girl, I think that's what it is. But I really, really like this. It is beautiful. I just, I would never choose pink for my nails or anything like that. I'd never choose pink for a dress or what have you. But the weight of it is gorgeous. It's got a really, really nice weight to it. The backing of it is beautiful. Emma's joined us. Emma, you have knocked it out of the park again. I absolutely love it. And I'm just saying, I'm not a pink person. But I do really like it. And I think it's because it's got those purples through it. I think because the hardware isn't like a very pale baby pink. It's got that sort of cerise purpleness to it. It's got grit. It's like a pink with a little bit of grit to it. It's really, really beautiful. I'm really pleased with it. I'm going to have a little bit of a think as to what I want to make with it. But yeah, I love it. Absolutely love it. Anybody else who has got the Studio 77 box, let me know in the comments. Obviously, I know we've got some in the live chat today as well who've got theirs, who love theirs as well. But if you're watching this on a replay and you've got your box too, let me know in the comments what you're going to be making with yours. I can maybe just pinch your ideas so I don't have to think. Let me know what you think of yours too. Full disclaimer as well, I'm sure there's lots of people who probably think that Emma sent me the box for free so that I can come on and try and encourage you all to buy it. I don't. I pay for my box and then I come on and encourage you all to try and buy it. But no, I pay for my box. Because I absolutely love it, and I want to support Emma's business because I think it's amazing. There is a link in the description box down below. There is a code, so if you aren't already subscribed, you can get £5 off your first box. So keep an eye on my homepage of my channel for this week's live going up. Like I say, it's probably going to be tomorrow. If it's not tomorrow, it will be Thursday. And we have the podcast I couldn't think of what I wanted to say there. We have the podcast starting again on Wednesday. We have Monica from Also Petite on, and then the following Wednesday we have Matt from MJH Leathercrafts. If you haven't seen his work in the Facebook group, oh my word, it's absolutely amazing. Hopefully he'll have some I think he will have some bags with him to show us on his podcast episode. And then I'll be talking to Monica on Wednesday about her patterns, her bag making course for designing patterns. So, and then I've actually got, I think, all my next lot of episodes sorted out up until the beginning of March. I think that's when I'm sorted out up to. So I'm just being super organised at the moment. So I'm going to quickly go through a couple of the chat, and then I'm going to love yous and leave yous. And I don't think I've done bad for what timing I said I was going to stick to. Sue says, can I ask what interfacing did you use on the wavy black fabric in the November box? I didn't use any interfacing. I only used the stabilizer as it was said in the pattern. So I did the sky bag, and I just used the stabilizer. I didn't interface. Donna says, I've got a few projects stalled and I'm scared of the vinyl gusset zip. You'll be absolutely fine. Just take a deep breath, make a cup of tea, and take it one stitch at a time. You'll be absolutely fine. And just remember, YouTube is your friend. So if it's a particular step that you're frightened of, just search for that step and watch a video, or watch a few different videos, and then just take it slow. Sue says, I'm loving the coloured hardware Emma's been choosing. Yeah, me too. Me too. Donna says, a different fabric base, but gorgeous. Yep. Tracy's saying she absolutely loves hers. Donna's saying, I'm possibly thinking of the passion flower tote. Well, the passion flower tote is one that I'm thinking of doing on the channel beginning of February. So I could do that. It would mean breaking my ban because I want some purple vinyl. I just can't find any. Well, I found the colour I want. I just can't find anywhere that sells it. I can find it at one of my suppliers. I just don't want to buy 15 meters. But I could do it. I could do it on the channel as one of the sew-alongs and break it up into two, like a part 1 and a part 2, one on the Tuesday, one on the Thursday. Do that. I mean, it would make me copying you, Donna, but I'm sure you wouldn't mind. I tend to try and stay away from black when I'm videoing because it doesn't show well. But I want to try and do. I want some vinyl in this purple. But I could do that. Maureen says, I'm planning on using it as a panel and some black on the sides and handles. That would look amazing. Donna says, Matt's bags are stunning. They are. Sophie says, I'm still too scared to make my first bag. Once you've done your first one, you will be absolutely fine. Donna, still making a small pouch, bit of vinyl that has a gusset. That way you're not using up too much fabric. That is an excellent suggestion. So I've really enjoyed hanging out with you for this first Monday live. I've done really well. I'm only just over the half an hour. Let me know what you think. If you've enjoyed this kind of vloggy style live as opposed to me just coming on and kind of saying, this is what I've made. This is my bag maker's box. Let me know what you think in the comments. I just love this interaction more. And then you still get the same vlog style video if you watch it back on a replay, and you can still comment in the comments box. I'll still see it and I'll still be able to reply to you. As you can see by my comments, I do tend to always reply to comments and I always acknowledge them. Emma says, so does that mean you all want more coloured hardware? I think people are loving that. Brian says, it was fun. I was fighting the zipper for the whole chat. Well, I'm pleased I kept you company. Pam says, I love my first chat. Thanks. Tracy saying, yes, please to Emma. Lots of people are saying, yes, please to Emma. Lynn says, thanks, Deb. Lovely to join you. Had a lovely evening. Yeah. And Emma's saying, love your hair, Deb. It's quite washed out. This is sort of like 2 weeks or so after. But the first time it really took, I didn't expect it to go quite so purple. But I'm quite liking it as it's washed out too. So I'm hoping to kind of just keeping it to coloured conditioner as opposed to permanent colour. So yeah, so my plan is to mostly keep a lot of my videos in a live format with the odd pre-recorded video sprinkled in where necessary, shall we say. If it would be better for it to be pre-recorded, I will pre-record it, but the rest will be in live format because I basically just love the interaction with you guys. So Lynn says, I think the lives are a great idea. Dawn is saying, enjoy the rest of your day, everybody. You too, Dawn. So I'm going to love you and leave you. I'm going to go and see my husband. Sue's saying yes on the live chat. I really, really do appreciate everybody's support. Like, you know, the interaction on the channel has been amazing. The algorithm, you know, the subscriber rate and everything on the channel has been amazing. So as always, thank you to the members over in the club and the channel members. Again, without their support, I wouldn't be able to do videos and do what I do. So thank you very much. Thank you to everybody who likes my videos and subscribes to my channel, because that helps me get seen. So I very, very much appreciate it. And everybody enjoy the rest of your evening. And I probably will see you tomorrow at 5. If I don't, I'll see you on Wednesday for the podcast, and then I will do the live on Thursday at 5. So I will see you then. Enjoy your evening. Bye.